Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do some thrift flips or makeovers for the store, and I think these will fit well into my spring decor. I did one of these jars in my last video, and I'm going to do a couple in this one, but this one I'm going to paint. Now, generally, if I'm going to paint glass, I put on slick stick first. But I'm just going to give this longer to dry and do a few coats of it. I don't want to do the slick stick on this one because I'm going to be doing some distressing down to this wire. And I just wasn't sure if the slick stick would distress quite as well. So I'm painting these in the color cotton. Again, I give them 2 coats of the color cotton. I mentioned in my last video that these used to sell really well in the store, but they don't anymore, and I have a few of them left over. And so I'm going to be just trying to give these a different look and see if I can make them sell. Now I have this one left and one more that is shaped a little bit different from this one. So I'm going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to paint these with 3 coats of the color cotton, letting them dry well between each coat. And then once I get them covered, then I'm going to take some, just a damp cloth and just really wipe on that wire and get a lot of this black wire to show through. And it's hard to tell here, but I did get quite a bit of the distressing to come through with the dark wiring. And now I'm just kind of wrapping some jute around the top several times, and I'm going to attach a hang tag. And then we'll see if this is enough to sell this one. And again, I did the same process on both jars. Now, my friend Gina brought me this beautiful Iron Orchid Designs stamp set. And I absolutely love this one. I think it's just gorgeous. It has these beautiful roosters on it and even a very large one on the second page. And I want to use this in on a pillow. And as you can see, this is a massive stamp on this one. I think it's so pretty. Obviously, when you open a new pack of these, you need to take some sandpaper and just lightly sand over them so that they'll accept the ink better. Then I inked up my stamp with some black Stays On ink and then stamped it on a piece of muslin. And then I tore out a square. I wanted to make sure and tear it because I'm going to have some raw edges showing on this pillow. And then I had this checked pattern here that I'm going to do the same thing with, but I'm going to make this one just a little bit larger than the first one. And what I'll do is I'll take it to the sewing machine and I'll sew the muslin onto the checked fabric and let that be a layer. And then I'll do the same thing with the white fabric that I'm going to use to make the actual pillow. And so I'll cut 2 of the white fabric just a little bit larger than than the black and white check. And I'm going to tear that out also because, again, I want the raw edges to show on that as well. Now, I know that someone will ask me what kind of fabric this is. It's a little bit thicker so that when I use it for the pillow itself, you won't be able to see the stuffing through it. But I'm not sure what kind it is. I actually thrifted this fabric. So just use a thicker fabric for this part. Now this is the way I'm going to have the fabric laid out when I take it to the sewing machine. So I'll sew the checked piece on first onto the white, and then I'll sew the muslin on the top of that with the rooster. Now I wish I had gotten this rooster just a little bit darker, but that's the way with stamping. Sometimes you get a darker stamp and sometimes not so much, especially when you're working with fabric. You just never know what you're going to get. But I'm still very happy with how it turned out, and I like the white and off-white together for some reason. But now I'm taking my little finger sander and going around the edges and kind of trying to fray all those edges a little bit more. Now I think that what might have also looked good on this, if when I had sewed each of the pieces of fabric together, if I had maybe used a zigzag stitch and maybe some black ink, that might have looked good. But again, I'm happy with how it turned out, but the next time that I use this stamp, I'm going to just really make sure that I get lots and lots of ink on it. Now the next item I'm going to make over, I've had this in my stash for a while. I actually bought a pair of these, and I've already made over one in a previous video. So I'm going to be making this one over, and all I need to do is take this out of the, and this is on some kind of foam board it looks like, but I'm going to take it out of the frame and paint the frame black, and I'm just using the color Caviar. And I give it 2 coats of the color Caviar, and then I take my little finger sander and do some light distressing on it, and then I finish it off with some black wax. And then I just put this picture back in because I really like the picture, and then I just attach some craft paper to the back to make the back look more presentable. Now this is a plate stand, and it had a couple of pewter plates on it when I thrifted it. And maybe some of you collect pewter and know that there's some value, but there isn't a lot of value, and I just don't like the look of it. So I'm going to paint them. And I'm painting this stand. It's black now, and I'm painting it white, and I'm just using cotton white here. And then once I put a couple coats on it, then I'll use my little finger sander and do some light distressing on it. And then I'll finish it off with a clear coat. And then the plates, I am going to paint those with the Patina paint in the color copper from Dixie Belle. And this actually will be my first time using the copper color. And I don't know why I haven't done it more often. I myself love copper, and I collect old copper pieces in my home. But if you've never used the Patina paint from Dixie Belle, what you do is obviously you clean your item, and then you put one coat of the Patina paint on. It comes in either copper or bronze or iron, and you put one coat on and let it dry well, and then you put another coat on, and if that coat covers well, and it usually does, then while that second coat is wet, you spray on the Patina spray, which comes in blue or green or yellow. And I wasn't sure what it would do, so I actually sprayed all three colors on. And when I do that, I'm going to do a short little time lapse and let you see how it starts to turn once you spray that on. And then obviously I'll finish the whole thing with a clear coat. And as you can see, I sped it up quite a bit a couple of times. And now I'm just kind of adding layers because I I wanted a little bit more of the yellow. I felt like it was bluer than I wanted it to be, so I added more yellow so it would be this very light bluish green. But then I decided to go ahead and put a clear wax on these just because I wanted to be able to tone that down just a little bit and get enough of it off that I was really happy with it. And then obviously I clear coated both plates. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless you and your family.